Hi y'all, welcome back. This is part 2 of my series, I guess you could say, my 2-part series of Sam Vaknin going over his framework for narcissistic abuse based on the shared fantasy concept. And I also want to say I did all of these videos and clips about a year ago when I was going through the healing process still, and once I was healed I no longer had as much interest in it, but I still have a lot of material that I can share that I already created. So that's what I want to do with it, rather than it go to waste. So I hope you gain something from it. God bless you, and here's Sam Vaknin.
Psychologist John Dollard and 4 of his colleagues put forward the famous frustration-aggression hypothesis. Minor modifications. It fits well the phenomenon of narcissistic rage. Stage 1. The narcissist is frustrated in his pursuit of narcissistic supply. He's ignored, ridiculed, doubted, criticized, etc. Stage 2. Frustration causes narcissistic injury. Stage 3. The narcissist projects the internalized bad object onto the source of his frustration. He devalues her, attributes to her malice and other negative traits and behaviors. And the final stage, this attribution or misattribution, this projection, causes the narcissist to raid malevolent entity, evil entity, that had so injured and frustrated him so unjustly, devastate and demolish his internal world, which is precariously balanced on a series of internal objects, all performing their pre-assigned roles within a narrative. So this makes you a mortal enemy. This is the fight response. Narcissists don't do flight, and they definitely don't do fawn. The narcissist is a wave, and at another time it's a particle, and yet it's the same entity. The narcissist sometimes is your abuser, and at other times your savior, your rescuer, your best friend ever. At one time, the narcissist reifies your death, your mental death. He reifies extinguishing, he reifies your disappearance, assimilation. He consumes you and then digests you, empties you and hollows you from the inside. At one time, the narcissist is punitive, hateful, resentful. He is out to destroy you, devastate you, to ruin you. At other times, the narcissist is your life force. He energizes you, he eggs you on, he's your greatest fan and supporter. At other times, the narcissist is your substitute mother. He loves you unconditionally. He accepts you exactly as you are. He idealizes you and puts you on a pedestal. Intermittent reinforcement. It is this duality that makes it exceedingly difficult for you to say goodbye, externally and internally. You can break up with a narcissist in your real life, and he may absent himself, having devalued and discarded you, but he is inside your mind. You have been subjected to the impossible. Did he afford you self-love via your idealized image, or was he merely out to penalize you for offenses which hitherto remain unclear? What is this duality? And this is why it makes it almost impossible to separate. The internal object that is the narcissist collaborates with the narcissist, this Trojan horse that you cannot expel out of the gates of your fortified mind. This fifth column that is working from the inside to undermine and challenge you, your identity, your beliefs, your values. Sometimes it speaks to you in the language of a mother or a father. Sometimes it speaks to you in forked tongues. Sometimes it's devilish. Sometimes it's angelic. It's a morality play unfolding within your mind inexorably. Somehow you're entranced and enthralled by this morality play. Somehow you want to be there to See how it unfolds. Somehow prove to yourself that you weren't naive and stupid and gullible, that your mate selection was more or less okay, that the narcissist was a lover, not a hater, a mother, not an abuser, life, not death. And of course it's all counterfactual, it's all nonsense. You need to separate from the narcissist physically. Then you need to separate from the narcissist mentally by silencing his voice inside your head. Because the narcissist, he knows everything. There's nothing he could learn. He doesn't need help. He doesn't need advice. Who are you to give him help and advice? So when you do this, you provoke him mightily. This grandiose and fantastic self-perception, the false self, is perfect, omnipotent, omniscient, etc. Dummies. He missed what you had given him. He missed seeing himself through your eyes. Anyone would do. So the idealization is exposed as a cruel trick, a gimmick by a demented clown, a joker. His rage is to compare the narcissist unfavorably to other people, to hint, to imply, or to outright say that the narcissist is inferior to others in some way, less handsome, less accomplished, less knowledgeable, less something. Whenever you make such a comparison, you're bound to bring upon your head the wrath of the narcissist, because his entire existence, his entire ability to regulate internally depend crucially on the misperception of his own superiority and supremacy. Shaming the narcissist, humiliating the narcissist, exposing the narcissist, inflicting on the narcissist narcissistic injuries and narcissistic mortifications, especially if done in public, will create a chain reaction of narcissistic fury and rage. It's the only case, mortification and injury, extreme injury or repeated injury, that's the only case where the narcissist remains locked into a state of mind of externalized aggression, becomes essentially a primary psychopath, an aggressive, stunned, very angry and bitter and unforgiving, truculent and hateful person. No one should stay with a narcissist. And no story you tell yourself about why you are staying with the narcissist can stand any litmus test. Be honest with yourself and love yourselves by denying the narcissist what he seeks. What he seeks is the pleasure of your destruction. Narcissistic injury is an occasional or circumstantial threat, real or imagined, to the narcissist's grandiose and fantastic self-perception, his false self. Narcissist believes himself to be perfect, omnipotent, omniscient, and entitled to special treatment and recognition, regardless of his actual accomplishments or lack thereof. And any disagreement with this is a narcissistic injury. Narcissistic wound is a repeated or recurrent threat, real or imagined. The threat repeats itself time and again. For example, you behave in a certain way time and again, or you keep succeeding, or you keep disagreeing, or you keep criticizing, or you keep pointing out all kinds of mistakes or deficiencies, or whatever the case may be. This creates a narcissistic wound to the narcissist's grandiose and fantastic self-perception, the false self, as perfect, omnipotent, omniscient, etc. As seriously stupid people. Very, very unimpressive.
down as they red like me. I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.